Nostalgia, Nostalgia, खुश रहिए. I JV Muskan Kumari from the Department of Science and Technology, and I'm working here as an assistant professor in Vidyapeeth University and Faculty of Education and Tourism. So today's I just want to discuss a session name. Before discussing the session name, I just want to introduce you and that your programs. I just discussion the sessions of the program. MCA is second semester and their course name is Networking Programming, and in which the first session which I will discuss today, that session name is the TCP socket. Okay, so before studying about the TCP socket, we study the what do you understand by the TCP. So to make you better understand this one's topic session, I just want to share one doc files which I have created now. Okay, so I'm saying that yes, here is that. Okay, so this is the MCLE second semester freelancing. Course name is networking programming, and the session name is the elementary TCP sockets. Okay, so what the elementary socket functions are required to TCP. What is TCP? TCP is transport control protocols. This is the connection oriented protocols, and this TCP is situated between the client and server, which is the connection oriented. Okay, where you can easily get the informations and receive the informations, and also same line. So, and that is basically done with the help of some functions. So this is called the elementary socket functions required to write the complete TCP client and server along with the concurrent server. A common Unix techniques for providing concurrency when numerous clients are connected to the same server at the same time. Isn't it? Suppose there is a servers in that server, there are multiple clients are connected with that same times, and you are working with the concurrently at the same times. So each client connection causes the server, and they are using a fork for a new process just for that client. In this station, we will only consider the one process per client model using the fork. Okay, fork is a what you are using here a word for. Fork is a function which is used for calling or executing the process. Okay, so each system or the server using the only one process. So we will discuss in this TCP sockets only one process per client. Clear? So the figure which is shown here is describes to you that the typical scenario that takes place between the TCP client and server. First, the server is started, then sometimes later the client is started the connections to the server. Okay, first server is started, after that client start their connection towards the server, and we assume that the client sends a request to the server and server processes the request, and the server sends a reply back to the clients, and that is known as the responses, and this continue until the client closes its end of the connection. Whenever the client doesn't disconnect from the server, till that this process is continue to getting the request from the client to server, and server getting the response, giving the response to the client. Clear? So uh, whenever the client closes its end to the connections, then this process goes to be end, and end when it sends an end of file notification to the server. It means what? Client sends the connection end, that is called the EOF, end of file, to the server. Okay, so the server then close its end of the connection. The server also disconnects their connection from with that client, and either terminate or waits for the new client connections. Clear? So you can see this better in this example that TCP clients, TCP server, okay, TCP socket. This is popular TCP socket framework, So here is the TCP clients and this is the TPC server. Okay, so here is the socket that is connected with your server, and here is he is writing something, that is means write something means that he is requesting to the server for what, reading some informations which is directly uploaded on the server, which is on that server side. Clear? So he is writing for what, data requesting for reading from the server, and this process the request, and again he writes to the client. It means they are responding to the client that yes, this data have I have, and which I am going to send to you for your requesting as per your request. Okay, so this is right, it means data replying to the clients, and he is using that data as in reading. Okay, so now uh, when write options performing and he has read that data, then they will complete their communications, so they will going to close that communications, or you can say that he will send the end of file to the server for disconnecting the connections. Clear? So this is the basic. And here you can see that here the TCP servers and the sockets bind and listen and accept. They will find the all the data and listen the request and accept that one, and not blocks until connection from the clients. Till the connection is getting from the clients, he is not going to block. Till whenever the client response is that please in the connections or in the end of the file connection, the server will disconnect the client, that particular client. Okay, so now here some socket functions. Okay, some socket functions. To perform the network input output operations, the first thing is the process must do call is the socket function, and specifying the types of the communication protocols is the TCP using IPv4 and UDP using the IPv6. Okay, and the Unix domain string protocols. So here is one something which programs line which show you the basic understandings regarding the TCP socket program. Okay, so has include systems socket.h in through which you want to establish the connections. In here, integer the socket, integer family, integer type, and the protocols whatever you are using here, and return the non-negative descriptors if okay, okay, minus one on the error. Okay, so returning the non-negative descriptions. Argument. Family specifies what is the here family, integer family. Family specifies a protocol family in which you are using the various of protocols TCP, IPv4 and UDP IPv6 protocols family, and is one of the constant in the table below. This argument is often referred to the domain instead of the family. So here you can see that the AF that is the IPv4 protocols descriptions, where you are using this one in the programming, then you can understand that the connections with which protocols, IPv4 protocols, it means the TCP protocols, and the family if IPv, IF, INET 6, INET 6, it means your connection with the UDP protocols, that is the IPv6 protocols. Clear? Now, the socket type is one of the constraints shown in the below. Here, socket underscore stream, that is the stream socketing socket, and socket DCRA, that is the datagram socket, which is shown to you here, and socket sequence packet. Okay, that is written with these ones in, and the raw socket, to see the raw socket, this is here the socket. Clear? So now the protocol arguments to the socket functions should be set to the specific protocols type found in the table, and also the zero to select the system's default for given the combinations of the family and the types. Clear? So there are some or more protocols, and the descriptions is here that for the TCP transport protocols, you can use the IP protocol, this TCP. Okay, and for UDP transport protocols, you can use the IP protocol UDP, and for the SCTP transport protocols, you can use the IP protocol SCTP. Okay, so this is the basic thing, something which is regarding to your TCP socket programming, which I have already discussed with you here. So TCP is basically used for the connection-oriented transport protocols, and it is happening between the two nodes of the two systems. One is represented as a sender, and another is represented as a receiver. So we are using here the TCP connection protocols and all the things. So if you have any problems in this session, then please write. Comments in the comment section box and let me know that what problems you are facing in this section. Okay, and in the next section I will discuss the more topics, more session name, which is regarding with your course name. Okay. Um, okay, thank you. Please read it out from the several standard books which is available on the as a PDF form, and also use the several sites, online sites, through which you can read these topics very clearly. And for better understanding this TCP sockets, you please read some network, basic computer network parts, which will help you to understand this very clearly. Okay? Okay, thank you.